Good evening, and welcome to the Raven House of Mysterious Happenings. As you know, this mysterious estate has a wonderful library of mystery fiction, which includes, I'm happy to say, a film library, which contains a generous variety of mystery films, both classic and contemporary. So today, I thought it would be nice to try something different and do our first movie review of a film that just opened in theaters. So, by special arrangement with Raven House and a local movie theater, I am happy to bring to you the first Raven House Mystery movie review. Is this movie worthy enough to one day find a place in the film library of this mysterious estate? Well, let us see. Unknown. Now, this film is an action thriller from Warner Brothers Pictures, and it stars Liam Neeson as Dr. Martin Harris. Dr. Harris is a scientist who has arrived in Berlin, along with his wife Elizabeth, who's played by January Jones. And Dr. Harris has come to Berlin to be part of a scientific convention that's being held. He's been invited by the keynote speaker, Professor Bresler. So after Dr. Harris and his wife arrive in Berlin, they take a cab to the hotel, but Dr. Harris realizes he's left his briefcase at the airport. So he leaves his wife there at the hotel to check in, and he immediately jumps into another cab, which is driven by a lady named Gina, who's played by Diane Kruger. On their way to the airport, their cab suddenly is involved in a terrible accident, and Dr. Harris has a head injury and almost drowns, but Gina, the cab driver, is able to save him. Dr. Harris wakes up about 3 days later. He's been in a coma, and he's in a hospital, and the doctors check him out, and he seems to be okay, but he really wants to head back to the hotel. He didn't have his briefcase, which had his passport and all his identification, so since the hotel didn't know who he was, they couldn't contact his wife. So Dr. Harris wants to head back to the hotel to find his wife and let her know that he's fine. So, but when he arrives back at the hotel, he sees his wife going into a party, and although he approaches her, she doesn't seem to know who he is. And she says, well, Elizabeth, it's me, it's Martin, your husband. And but Elizabeth turns to another gentleman and says, well, this is my husband, Dr. Martin Harris. And another man appears, played by Aidan Quinn. So Liam Neeson's character is really confused. He doesn't understand, and of course security is called to escort him out of the hotel. Now, this is the first twist in a film that has plenty of twists and plenty of suspenseful scenes, and overall, it's a really great film. I was very impressed with it. Liam Neeson pretty much is the driving force behind the film. He's in almost every scene, and we really see the story through his eyes. His character is trying to figure out, is there a vast conspiracy against him, or did he suffer some kind of amnesia, and is he just imagining that he's Dr. Harris? We're not quite sure. But the film kind of leaves us guessing, and the more the story unfolds, the more we learn about Dr. Harris and other things. And Liam Neeson does a magnificent job in the lead role. He's very good, very intense, has that kind of everyman quality, but he's also he's a very strong character and a very strong actor. Diane Kruger, who plays Gina, the cab driver, he agrees to help Liam Neeson at one point, and they also Liam Neeson also goes to speak to a private investigator played by Bruno Ganz, who also tries to help him. And, of course, January Jones, who plays Dr. Harris's wife. She's very, well, she's a very beautiful lady, and she's a really good actress, and she plays her role well. And she kind of has almost a 1940s look to her, which kind of really adds to the kind of the film noir look of the film. It's set in the present day, but it really has a look of a film that could have been done, back in the 40s or 50s. This is a real good Hitchcockian thriller. It's a good story. It's plenty of plot twists, and it's a real smart thriller. It's the kind of film I wish we would see more of in theaters. So it's a really good film. I highly recommend it for any mystery lovers, or if you love anyone who loves action and thrills. It's got it all. It's a really a great film, and I highly recommend it. Liam Neeson he carries it very well. And it's a great watch. Well, that's about it for the first movie review here. Thank you very much for listening.